Hello everybody, how are we all doing? So today is Saturday the 1st of February 2014. We're now in the second month of the year, so thank God January's over and done with now. We can move on now. So this is it, new video for Arrow Character Spotlight, and this week we are talking about Deadshot, aka Floyd Lawton, aka the guy who was hired to kill John Diggle's brother Andy. So yeah, that's interesting. So what is it we know about the character Deadshot himself? It was actually created in 1950 by Bob Kane, the same guy who created Batman along with Billy Finger. But yeah, Bob Kane did create Deadshot in the 50s, and I think he first appeared in Batman number 59. He's part of two major groups that we know of. One's been Secret Six, and the other one, the more recognised one, is the Suicide Squad. And obviously the Suicide Squad is being headed by Amanda Waller, and also he has also been, because Amanda Waller is also part of Checkmate. Deadshot is also in some sense is also part of Checkmate as well. Over his incarnation that he's appeared in the comics and on TV shows, you know, he is basically an assassin for hire. He's like Deathstroke in some ways, but he's really an expert marksman. You give him a rifle or a sniper rifle, he will know how to use it. He never misses his target, at least that's his saying. There are occasions where he does tend to miss, but it's not a case that he misses on purpose. But he has a way of, you know, leaving his mark as such. In Arrow, obviously he first appeared in the third episode, which I believe was titled Lone Gunman, and he's played by an actor called Michael Rowe. That's where we see him for the first time, and he assassinates someone at the beginning of the episode. I can't remember the character's name that he assassinated, but he was using a lethal poison, you know, some sort of concoction, by a toxin known as curare, and so Oliver was the one investigating about that and finding out how he can reverse the effects of that, because even Diggle got shot as well at the end of Lone Gunman, and that's how Diggle then came to realise that Oliver and the Hood are the same person. We didn't see Deadshot again until episode 16, because by the third episode Oliver had basically put an arrow in Deadshot's eye, in the eye that he actually uses to, you know, sight down his gun to kill people. And remember, he has a device on his eye that allows him to focus on his targets really well. But even without that, he can still take someone down pretty easily. But yeah, by episode 16, you know, everybody thought he was dead in episode 3. I was like, well, no, Deadshot's not dead. He's back. He'll be back. And he came back in episode 16, and that's when Diggle was then going to also take his vendetta against Floyd Lawton. But he came back in episode 16, was hired by China White to kill Malcolm Merlyn, because that was the episode where Moira had basically had enough of Malcolm and his schemes and wanted to get rid of him, and hired China White and a triad to get someone to take him out. So that unfortunately didn't go to plan, even though Floyd did eventually, you know, put a bullet in Malcolm. You know, then we saw what happened with Tommy and the situation there between Oliver and Tommy. You know, Malcolm lived, so that was alright. So with Deadshot, as I say, then we see him again in season 2. And season 2 was where everything sort of came to a bit of a head between Diggle and Lawton, and we find out that Diggle actually Diggle finds, he goes to Russia to go and get his wife Layla back, but he needed the help of Deadshot. But then when Diggle then confronted Deadshot to say, you know, why did you kill my brother? He said he didn't do it for any other reason other than he was hired to kill him, and he mentions 4 letters, or a word rather, Hive. So there's a bigger play here. So Hive are definitely are doing some. There's a bigger play. Is all we know. But then obviously this week's episode of Arrow, if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert, Amanda Waller has given Bronze Tiger an offer in that for his early release she will sign him up for a squad that she's putting together. Yes, it is the Suicide Squad, and I would not be surprised if we see Deadshot back very soon in season 2 again. So because he is a very, very foremost figure for the Suicide Squad, is Deadshot. In some ways he's like the leader of the team as well. You know, he's worked alongside Rick Flag as well. You know, he did feature in Smallville. Okay, Deadshot was in Smallville. He was played by a chap by the name of I've just forgotten it. Hang on, Bradley Stryker, and he was like a cowboy figure, which was really good for that type of show. You know, it fit that's the Smallville universe quite well. But then Deadshot in Arrow is pretty much heading towards the Deadshot that we know in the comics. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes the full garb like Deathstroke has. So it'll be interesting if he has, you know, full on face mask and the lovely little you know, eye patch for his laser targeting. It'll be interesting to see if all that comes to light. Hopefully, as I say, if he's enlisted for the Suicide Squad in season 2 by Amanda Waller, we should see a different Deadshot than what we've seen in the first season. So yeah, it'll be very, very interesting. But who knows where exactly we're going to see Deadshot end up this season? As I say, I know that I'm sure he will end up with you know, working alongside Bronze Tiger in the Suicide Squad as well. So that'll be interesting. And with the Suicide Squad, as I did mention earlier, you know that Deadshot has worked alongside Rick Flag. Will we see Rick Flag in Arrow? There is an interesting question. So yeah, who knows? But yeah. There we go, Deadshot for you guys, and I hope you liked it, and I'm sorry for rambling as usual, but you know what I'm like, you know, once I get into it I'm off. Anyway, thank you all very much, we'll see you all very soon again for another edition of Arrow Character Spotlight. Bye!